YouTube. This is a video response to Geordie/Gaming, and he recently put up a video entitled "Games I Need to Finish." And that was a response video to Yorkshire Man 66, who had a video entitled "What Games Must You Finish Before You Die?" Links to both of those videos, please check them out in the description below. Now, I thought that was a really interesting subject, and my games aren't necessarily games I want to finish before I die, but they're games that I started and for one reason or another just stopped playing. I picked 12, well not picked, they just are 12 that I went through when I went through the collection, and I'm going to start in chronological order as I usually do with these sort of videos and I don't have the game, it's Super Mario Brothers 3. Now I've got the digital download for my 3DS, and back in the day when I had my Sega Master System, my friend had the Nintendo Entertainment System, and as we all know, Sega Master Systems seemed to be much more popular. They certainly were around my area. Lots of friends had the Sega Master System, and I remember very few having the Nintendo. But anyway, this guy had Super Mario 3, and we did a swap of consoles for a week and some of the games, and I remember trying to play that for a while and really getting into Mario Brothers 3, but for some reason, the week was up, should I say, and we had to give back our consoles, so I never did get to finish it. And obviously since then, and becoming a collector, I do realise it's a highly regarded Mario game, and I love my Mario titles, so I do want to go back and finish that, and I've started playing through that. I think I'm only on World 2 at the moment, but I just play a level or a couple of levels before I go to bed sometimes, so there's that game. The next one is for the Super Nintendo, and it is Donkey Kong Country. Now, I love the platformers, and this one for some reason really kicks my arse. I know they're supposed to be quite tricky. I did beat Tropical Freeze on the Nintendo Wii U, and that was tricky. And you know, I do enjoy tricky platformers. I find the Rayman Origins and what's the other one, Legends, I've beat both of those as well. Some of those levels are quite tricky. So, but for some reason in this one, it's because you've got a save point and you have to go through certain levels to get to another one, a certain amount of levels to get to the next sort of save point in each world, and yeah, it just does my head in. But I will go back to that one. It's definitely doable, and I'm not going to let that thing beat me. And this is it with the games. I thought with a subject, oh, surely there can't be that many, because I'm one of these people that once I stick a game in and aim to complete it, I'll beat it. And I do think I'm pretty good at selecting games that I collect anyway, that I really want to play, and I sort of research them or know that they're going to be right in my street, so I wouldn't give up on them. But anyway, there's that one. The next one I don't own, and I've started it twice on emulation. It wasn't released in this country, and it's a Super Famicom game and SNES game, and that is Chrono Trigger. Now, I love the art style. I know it's highly regarded. I love my RPGs. Looks gorgeous. The soundtrack's excellent. But I just do not like the idea of random fights, random battle encounters. The turn-based thing I can get around, but yeah, there's something about that really irks me, and I just can't get into it. And I say Chrono Trigger is a game that I would really want to beat before I leave this earth, to be dramatic. But anyway, on to the next game, and this is for the Nintendo 64. It's Conker's Bad Fur Day. Got this one years ago. Price has really shot up on that one now. I'm not sure what it's like now. I haven't looked for quite a while. But my housemate had it, and it was one of the last games to come out for the N64. I'd moved on to, I think I had my GameCube then, and he was still playing this. And I'd go in his room sometimes, and he'd be playing this. And I remember the almighty Pooh boss that you would fight. That was quite funny. But bought this when I became a collector, really wanted to give this a crack, and I got to a level and it just really, I found it so frustrating. It's where I think you're in like a green slime underwater tank, and you have to get to certain areas before you drown or before the timer runs out, and I've just found the swimming, gameplay controls and the camera just really clunky. So I think I can remember that right, but it wasn't particularly far into the game. But I will go back and I will do this game again. That's probably another one I do want to finish before I pass away. I've got quite a few here for the Sega Dreamcast, and the first one is Dino Crisis, which I booted up and played not that long ago, really, probably earlier this year. And I think it's one of those games that I need to restart, and now that I've understood the mechanics of it, it's basically like a Resident Evil with dinosaurs. I'm sure you all know that, and I just wasn't quite reserving enough health and ammo, but I'm going to go back and play this one, and then I really want to play the second one as well. So there's that one. This one I played years ago when I had my Dreamcast, and that's Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kane. For some reason I never finished it. I think I got frustrated, I think I got lost, I can't remember, but it was back in the days when if I got frustrated like that, I would just not play it and sell it. Whereas now, I've got much more patience, but I don't have the time like I had back then. So it's a bit of a switch. Yeah, loved this game, loved the setting. I thought the character was great. I loved his abilities, sucking in the souls of his fallen victims, and yeah, I remember him controlling really well, and the animation of him running around and scaling walls, and yeah, nothing but good memories of it. So apart from obviously finding it frustrating. The next one is Jet Set Radio, and similar to this one really, it just didn't click with me for some reason back in the day, and it's always been one of those games, especially since collecting, where I thought, yeah, I need to go back to that one. I mean, I've seen gameplay obviously since being a collector on YouTube, and it's aged so well, and that is obviously down to the cel shaded graphics. So really want to check that one out. I remember the soundtrack being really cool as well. So there's that one, and the other one for the Dreamcast is Egg Elemental Gimmick Gear, and this is an RPG but with a beautiful pixel art style. Now I started playing this probably last October, November, just before we moved house to here, and that's what sort of threw me out of it. But again, a little bit tricky in places, and yeah, glorious art style. I'll stick a thumbnail up above to show you, or some video, and yeah, had a very intriguing story. Just got to go back and finish it. Next I've got two for the GameCube. One is Pikmin, which I did play. I really wanted to get on with this game, and I'm sure I will like it. And I did like it, but for some reason I just stopped playing it about, I don't know, 5 hours in, something like that. But this is back in the days when I was partying and drinking and stuff like that, and yeah, obviously that took a little bit of priority over my gaming back then. But really want to go back to it. I've got the second one and I've got the third one, so I want to always start with the first one and work my way through. Don't like jumping in on the second game in a series or a third. I love to see where the game sort of roots started. And the next one is Paper Mario: A Thousand Year Door. This is a bit similar to Jet Set Radio, where for some reason it just didn't click with me. I remember buying it brand new when I had my GameCube, and it obviously got really good reviews, and it's still highly regarded as I think some people see it as the best Paper Mario game. And I got a little bit into it, and I was just thrown with the RPG elements of it, and I just didn't know how to take the game. But I think I'm going to love it. I must go back to that one. Right, two more. This one's for the Wii. I stopped on a boss. It's Mad World, and it's a fantastic sort of brawler, beat 'em up, gore fest, and it's in black and white. It's got a lovely stylized look to it. It's in black and white, but the only thing that has a little bit of colour is the blood, and there's plenty of it in this game. And I remember getting to, I think it was the third level boss and just gave it a couple goes and just got my ass kicked. But again, must go back to that one. I was having a great time. I shouldn't have stopped really. And then now when I go back into it, I'm either going to have to start from the beginning or possibly just try and work out the controls and get back into it that way. And the last game for the most recent console, recent system is Nioh Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. I got about 7 or 8 hours into this one. Why I stopped was probably to do with the fighting, the battle mechanics with your little familiar characters. It started to grind on me. I loved the open world. I loved the art style, obviously by Studio Ghibli, who I love. I love their animes, their animations, and the music's fantastic. The characters are great. The voice acting's great. The polish on it is, buffed up to a very fine shine. But it was just the fighting mechanics, and since that one, I've actually played and finished the inferior follow-up, which many people say is inferior, on the PlayStation 4, but for some reason I saw that one all the way through to the end, and oh crumbs, I shudder to think how many hours I pumped into that one, probably a good 80 or so hours, and that one had a much better battle system in it. So I am going to go back to this one, and I will finish it. Again, I just love the look and the sound and the quality and the production of that game. So there they are. I've got 12 there. I would love to see a video response to this, or if any of you've got the time. I think it's a great topic. I'm sure we all have these kind of games in our collections, or we're trying to hunt them down as we speak. So, and please comment on any of these games in the comment section below. So thank you very much, YouTube. I'll catch you later.